Giving all praises honor and glory to our power Yahweh, Baha Shem Yahweh Shai, Baha Shem Rachak Wadash, double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the tabernacles of David scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, whomever you may be and wherever you may be. To you I say Shalom, Yasharal, Shalom. All right, I'm going to play a video for you, but before we get into it, I brought up the information that I heard from the video, and turns out here it is here. So it was something interesting that I had not even heard of, being in one of these states, living in one of these states. So I typed it in: mandatory water restrictions in Carolinas and Ohio. So as of May 2026, severe drought conditions in the Carolinas have triggered mandatory stage 2 water restrictions for Charlotte and numerous surrounding areas in the Catawba Wateree Basin, effective May 15th. Okay, some areas May 8th, which that would be today if I'm correct, May 8th today. Right, it says, so yeah, so what's 15, see, 9, 10, 11, 12, 34, so almost about a week from now. So yeah, not too far from now. But yeah, so it says effective May 15th, and then some areas May 8th. Then it says restrictions limit outdoor watering to 2 days a week from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and ban non-essential water use like car washing with $100 plus fines. All right, so this is crazy. So it says Carolinas, North Carolina, and South Carolina. All right, location. Mandatory restrictions are in place for the Charlotte region, affecting Charlotte water customers as well as parts of Iredell, Catawba, Lincoln, Burke, Caldwell, and Gaston counties. Right, South Carolina areas, including the city of York, town of Fort Mill, and town of Clover. Okay, so if you know any brothers living in any areas of the Carolinas, right, you might want to check it out if you haven't heard about it, or know someone that may be, in tune with the ministry. Maybe they want a heads up. So it says the rules, stage 2, odd addresses. All right. Water allowed Tuesday, Saturday, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Even addresses, water allowed Wednesday, Sunday, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. Right. This is water rationing. All right. Prohibited washing cars at home, power washing hard surfaces, filling new pools. Okay. So look at all the things that are happening right now. Okay. Is this not the Lord visiting the earth that He made? It's not even gotten like terribly out of hand. These are just different scenarios that are popping up all at the same time. All right. This new outbreak. Okay. Then crazy information regarding that. This BS UFO disclosure. All right, which they know they're lying, because we know that there's angels in the Bible. I'm sorry, that though we know that in the Bible that those are the angels. All right. Then you got man, like energy crisis, food scare, prices, gas, all these different things. All right. This is the Lord visiting the earth, which He made. Okay. Now it says pools. Topic off is allowed only on Thursdays and Sundays, 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. All right, cause the Catawba Wateree Basin is experiencing extreme to exceptional drought, with current conditions matching the driest period on record since 1895, which we looked at a map um, uh, anywhere between 1 to 2 weeks ago. I'm not sure even that long, but at least maybe a week. But anyways, showing a drought across the Americas. Now, this could very well be, all right, the Lord, doing what He does. Because we always chalk things up to the Lord, number one. But we know also Esau has his he does things like cloud seeding and things of that nature. So even if it's Esau, it's just the Lord doing things on the left hand side. So because everything is chalked up to the Heavenly Father at the end of the day. Okay. But it's very interesting how things are happening, because once again, this is the Lord visiting the earth, which He made. He's got to keep saying it over and over and over, right? All the things that are happening. So now we're going into Ohio. It says, based on search results, there are no widespread or mandatory statewide water restrictions currently in effect in Ohio. All right, but Ohio was also mentioned. Okay, I just thought there was more here, but bam, we got this though. Okay, so because I saw this, I had it this morning, but I lost it. I can't remember what the heck I had typed in, and when I went back to the video where I heard this from, all right, it triggered me. All right, and I just had to come right away. So yeah, mandatory water restrictions in Carolinas and Ohio and they're saying that it's going to move into stage 2. Some, which is, I think, if I'm correct, May 8th is today, and then some in May the 15th. So we'll see what the Lord's going to do with that. But for now, I'm going to pause it, and I'm going to bring up Dabo 7's video, and we'll roll from there. All right, so here we go. Let me make sure the volume's good. I guess I could light this up so you can see it. Everything's good. Yeah. So, all right, so let's go and play. Just go ahead and just play the video straight out. Check my ticker. Okay, we're good. Is you know that wicked seed here, all right? Just that Job, all right. When when people lay down to sleep at night, he controls what you're going to do the next day.
Creates a crisis.
I mean, especially for our farmers. Our farmers don't have the fertilizer or the water that they need to plant the crops that we need for a good harvest at the end of the year. So that's going to be dismal.
And all of this combined is setting up for a nightmare scenario.
Again, they say there's no... Yeah, because think about it. If the worldwide famine breaks out, and then this new outbreak also breaks out simultaneously, so you have an outbreak, you have lockdown, and then you have hungry people. Okay, and then you might have someone that catches this thing who's hungry, and they're like, look, I gotta eat. So they're gonna do what? They're gonna go out, and then other people are gonna catch this thing, and man, okay, this is why we want to be on the Lord's good side, man. We want to be in the Lord's protection, right? To be shielded from these things, okay? Right, knowing the terror of the Lord, therefore we persuade many.
No quick fixes here.
And I don't see it getting better
at all.
I think the government's going to squeeze the people here.
And people should
prepare.
Not just naively think
things are going to fix themselves and get better.
When there's really no end in sight here.
As long as this fabricated war continues,
the whole world
is going to get reset.
And doing
so, things. But see, what's that reset though? See, that reset is going to be the digital system, the new world order, right? Michael C. Hips for everybody.
Things gonna go through the roof
first.
Join me for the live streams.
Yeah, things got to go through the roof first, okay? But we know that there's an end to these things. It's not just the world is going all in the shit da. No, we know these things. All these things must come to pass, and all these things are the beginning of sorrows. But what is the end of all these things? Lord willing, we all be of that number. Salvation, right, of the elect, and the kingdom being established. Because here we have no continuous city, but we seek one to come. Okay, we are on a pilgrimage right now, and we know through this pilgrimage because when you look at our old accounts, right, of our forefathers, okay. What happens, all right? All different kinds of, you have good scenarios that happen, good things that came about, but you have, terrible scenarios that happen, all right, on their pilgrimage, all right? And it's no different from us because we're under the curses, all right? This is part of our judgment, our punishment or whatever. We're under the curses, and we're not free, we're not home, okay? We have our enemies, above us and things of that nature, all right? But we're on this pilgrimage in hopes to be, of the elect to receive salvation, okay, and be delivered from all this madness here. All right, so let's see if we can find a couple of things, all right, and close it on out. Okay, second Esdras. Do I want? Is it 15 or 16? I think it's 15. I'm looking for, or it could be 16. Okay, yep, right here. Thuwade Habashmosha is right here in my face. Yep, Thuwade Habashmosha. So, 2nd Esdras 15 and 11. But I will bring them with the mighty hand and a stretched out arm, and smite Egypt with plagues as before. All right, spiritual Egypt is America. Spiritual Sodom and Egypt. That's that in Revelation 11, verse 8 and 9. All right, and will destroy the land thereof. Egypt shall mourn, and the foundation of it shall be smitten with the plague and punishment that the highest shall bring upon it. And this is what we, may be about to witness again, all right, all over, okay? People getting off of the ship and going, here and there. This could be a worldwide shutdown, just like the Bobit, okay? And then you have, food, this food crisis, or whatever you want to call it that, okay? Churning its way, all right, into the earth. So, and these things could easily collide, and we speak about that all the time. In the time of war, all right, you have money, okay, because you need money to fund the war, and then you have food, all right. And when you take the money and the food and you put them together as one, you have a weapon in war, and that is exactly what Esau is doing. He's taking the money and the food and putting them together as a weapon against the people, even his own people. Okay, it says, "They that till the ground shall mourn, for their seed shall fail through the blasting in hell, and with a fearful constellation." All right, and we have, farmers crying out and things of that nature. We have people crying out about grocery prices and things of that nature. Okay, people are talking about, like we just played in this video. Would this be the next, um, um, uh, uh, um, lockdown crisis? As a matter of fact, I think it's in. Okay, actually, yeah. So if we keep reading, it says, "Woe to the world, and woe to the world, right? To the world, and them that dwell therein." So everybody, right? For the sword and the destruction draw nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, especially in Babylon the Great. All right, where people are very proud. People are, what's the word I'm looking for? They think they, this is a particular word I'm looking for, but they pretty much think that they deserve, this and that. I forget the word I'm looking for, so I don't take my tongue. But anyways, like it says in Isaiah 19, he's going to set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, okay, and they're going to stand up and fight against their neighbors, okay, with swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Okay? Because of, well, let's keep reading. It says, a man shall desire to go into a city, right? You have checkpoints, lockdowns, curfews, whatever, all right? Martial law, whatever it takes for Esau to continue to move forward with his plan, all right? And whatever, pandemics that he has, or any scenarios that he has, he doesn't mind, because he's a bloody man. He has a bloodlust. He doesn't mind shedding blood, all right, to get where he wants to get to, okay? All right, because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. All right, and these are the times that the Lord is making the great visitation, at the time known as Jacob's trouble. Right, Jeremiah 30, Daniel 12. Okay, um, second Edges 8, all right, many great miseries. Okay, so we see what the Lord is doing. Let me get one more to close it on. As a matter of fact, let's go to Revelation, since we were talking about, the food and stuff. Here we go. Revelation 6 and 5. And when he had opened the third seal, I heard the third beast say, come and see. And I beheld, and lo, a black horse, and he that sat on him had a pair of balances in his hand. And I heard a voice in the midst of the four beasts say, a measure of wheat for a penny, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. All right, and it says that victuals shall be so good cheap. If you go back to Esdras, I think that's in chapter 16 though. Okay, but also, what's that? First Thessalonians chapter 5, when they shall say, peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them, as she fell upon a woman with child, like a pregnant woman, right? She's in a lot of pain, and that's how he said that these times will be, right? Like birth pains, all right? A woman in her 9th month or something like that. Basically, like when that child is about to come, right? Those contractions are close. That pain is at its height, right? The baby's got to come out. She can't stop the baby from coming out, and there's nothing that that can really subside that course of action. And that's how that's how the Lord's judgments are coming upon the earth, right? Creeping up on the 2/3 of our people, because they're not hearkening to the words of the Lord, right, through the mouths of the prophets, beginning with our apostles, our elders, our bishops, and so on and so forth on down. Okay, to all the men that teach the same truth. Okay, the message is to you Israelites. All right, that this is what's coming upon the world. All right, and this is a judgment, all right, that we all deserve. But if we hearken to the words of the Lord and return unto him, right, we have a chance at him protecting us through these times and being delivered at the end of these times, and not being caught up in these nightmare scenarios, not being caught up in this confusion and this chaos and this death and all these different things that are going to happen on this earth, because they are happening. Whether you believe them or not, they are happening. And whatever is not happening yet is going to happen. Right? Thus saith the Lord. Okay, so yeah, you know, right? Things, like we always quote from Matthew 24, Luke 21. All these things are the beginning of sorrow. So if people think things are bad now, man, like when the Lord just fully just opens up all scenarios, all judgment, it is going to be, nuts. And we want the Lord's protection. All right, we want that hedge of protection. All right, those that cry and that sigh for all the abominations that be done in the midst of are looking for, that mark, which that word mark in that particular scripture in the Hebrew is the wa, which means to be exempt from judgment. Okay, and that is what we're looking for. All right. So yeah, very, you know, decent amount of, things are, happening, as far as information wise, and, but we have to refer to the scriptures to keep up with these things. Like it says in Habakkuk, I was standing up on let's end with that. Habakkuk chapter 2. I'll stand up on my watch. Here we go. Right, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. Okay, and we're watching. What are we watching for? As we just mentioned. All right, we're watching to warn the house of Israel. Let me see if I can. I think that's 58. Yeah, Isaiah 58:1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people, we're talking about the Israelites, their transgression, and the house of Jacob, their sins. Okay, I believe there's one more in Joel. That's probably the one I was thinking of. I always get these mixed up. Joel 2 and Isaiah. Yeah, blow you the trumpet in Zion. All right, direct. Talking about you Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, as well as you speckled birds scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Those of you who may look like the heathen nations, but you are an Israelite, and which is why your spirit resonates with this truth that you may be hearing, maybe even for the first time. You never know. And sound an alarm in my holy mountain, right? Sound an alarm. The prophets prophesying and warning the people. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushua cometh, for it is nigh at hand. Okay, so if we go back here, so we can close this off. It says, and the Lord Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Okay, and we're basically discerning the times. All right, the days are evil. Okay, discerning the face of the sky. Like it's a nice day today. All right, some people knew that, hey, I can wear less clothing because it's going to be a pretty decent day. All right, or it's going to rain tomorrow, so let me dress for the rainy weather. All right. So this is how we're supposed to be able to discern the times that we're living in, and we know through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Shai that we are living in these final end time days, the final judgments of the Heavenly Father, upon the whole entire earth and everybody that lives in it. Okay, like it says in Revelation 22. All right, behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me. All right, to give every man according as his work shall be. So there's righteous rewards, which is ultimately salvation to the elect, and there's wicked rewards, which is right, all these judgments, punishments, deletions, and whatever else the Lord is going to bring upon the earth. All right, to the heathen nations. All right, and which includes the 2/3 of our own people. So it says, make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. All right, break it down for especially the newer individual may be. All right, so I try to be as simple as possible. I'm not good with my words as it is, but I do my best. So it says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. And we are in the end. We are at the end of an age, which is Esau age, the end of his empire. All right, because the new age to come will be forever, which is the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be fully righteous, because the law, statutes, and commandments will govern, all right, for all eternity, and not lie. All right, at the end it shall speak and not lie. So we see these things happen because we know the Lord sent forth these decrees. All right, and he can't lie. And he says in Isaiah 55 that his words are not going to go forth void. So they're happening now because they, at some point in time, they have to happen. All right. Now it says that it Esdras, okay, that he do not move nor stir them to the said measure be fulfilled. So at the end, it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it. See, because you have non-believers, you have people who just don't believe in anything at all, or some mockers, scoffers, or whatever. All right, well, just keep waiting and keep watching, and you'll see the things that, all right, the men of the Lord are prophesying about. If they're not already happening, they're going to happen, because these things come from the words of the Heavenly Father. All right, we're just prophesying, okay, and he's bringing them into fruition, because he cannot lie, okay. He's going to do what he said he's going to do. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right, so I'm gonna leave it at that. Lord willing, you will edify. To next time, Yasharala, I'm going to say